If you're a gardener and you have an overabundance of lettuce growing like I do, I have a quick and easy recipe on how you can preserve that lettuce and make a tasty snack. So I have an overabundance of lettuce here and it's all starting to bolt. I'm going to keep the bolted lettuce. As you can see, there's a little flower head starting there, and I want to collect seeds for next year. But I'm going to remove the outer leaves all the way down, and we're going to make some lettuce chips with this bolted lettuce. Quite a lot of lettuce here, so I'm going to thin this out quite a bit. I'm probably going to seed some new lettuce plants in between because we still have a little bit of season left. I'm going to keep the bolted plant and the top floret here and a few leaves to allow for seeds to grow, and then we'll go ahead and make some yummy lettuce chips. So here I have the lettuce thinned out pretty good and allow some more breathing room in between here, and a little bit of extra room to set some new seedlings from when I thin out the rest of this. And so I'm left with some scrap thinnings, which will just go into the compost. I did pull up some small plants that were too close to some other ones, and we're also left with a great big pile of lettuce to go in and make our lettuce chips. So I just set my oven racks evenly apart, and I have my oven just warming up to 120 degrees, and now I'm going to prep for our lettuce chips. So I just have one of these roasting drip pans. I'm going to use that, and also on hand I have some cooling racks which I just layered on top of some of my cookie sheets. I'm going to go ahead and use that for putting the lettuce in the oven to dehydrate. And I don't want to wash these leaves. If you do have grocery store lettuce and you want to wash the leaves, make sure they're really dry before you go doing this. And these are really light and delicate, so they shouldn't take time to dry up, and you can actually bunch them up a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and just add all these leaves to my racks. Now for this one I'm not going to add any flavor. They're just going to be for the crunch. But if you wanted to, you could put some coconut oil into a spray bottle and go ahead and spray it with a little bit of coconut oil, and then season them with salt, pepper, onion powder, whatever you like. And because they came from the garden, there is some little bits of dirt. I want to brush that off. Make sure it's free from dirt. Okay, so I have this tray complete with the butterhead lettuce. I'm going to move that over out of the way. Butter crunch lettuce. Now we'll fill up this tray. I also have some romaine. Not going to curl up the romaine. I'm essentially just going to fold it in half and lay it on the tray. Okay, so that's the third tray, and we'll pop these in the oven. And I have the oven on a lowest heat that I have available in my oven. And you can also do this in a dehydrator if you like. So let's just pop these in the oven, and when they're done, I'll tell you how many minutes that it took. So here we go, the oven's on 120. And here's this big first pan. I'm just gonna leave the oven door open ever so slightly. Okay, so they've been in here an hour now. I'm gonna take a little check. And they seem nice and crunchy. Some of the lower ones not so much. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the heat off and let them cool down inside the oven. And then we'll take them out and see what they're like. So they were in the oven for an hour on 120, and then I left them in for another half hour to cool down, and they're nice and crispy. Look how crispy they are. And the texture almost reminds me of that seaweed snack, those little thin pieces of like seaweed paper that a lot of people like. So let's give them a taste. I like the crunch. Nice and crispy, very light and airy. Of course, I never put any flavor on them, so they're not flavorful at all. Next time around, when I do another batch, I'm going to just spray them with a little bit of coconut oil, put some Celtic salt and some onion powder on them. I think it'll be fantastic. For now, I'm probably just going to toss a little bit of the lighter salt, like this real salt, on them and have them for a little snack. So it's a great way to preserve that extra lettuce. I'm going to take these now and put them in an airtight container so they don't gather up moisture again. And like I said, I'll add a little bit of salt and a little bit of flavor. And it's going to be a great snack. Excellent way to use up this lettuce that I grew myself and I didn't want to waste. And I hope you enjoyed this quick and easy recipe for low calorie, practically no calorie, lettuce chips.